all rapping about killing each other. And here I go, here I am. If you're looking for me, here I am, and I'll do this and I'll do that. And they dropping the N-word, and they talking about using drugs, and they talking about killing each other, and they're talking about... We got little kids coming out to play football games to this music. We've all been groomed. It will get worse. We're being groomed for death. You're 32 times more likely to be murdered as a hip hop artist than any other genre. We're bathing our kids in hip hop music. Our kids that are playing sports are being bathed in hip hop music. They're now coming out to violent rap songs. This music is demonic, and it's taking our children straight to hell. They're soldiers for the devil. They have cut a deal for the money, for the fame, for the attention, for the women, for the girls, that they will sell a satanic version of music to our kids. And this rap music is just harmless. It's just, is it really? About 77 rappers or something that have been murdered. Close to 80 rappers have been murdered over the last 30, 40 years. I'm just gonna rattle off some of the bigger names that have been murdered. Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, XXXTentacion, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, Notorious B.I.G., Jam Master Jay, Tupac Shakur. I definitely remember this one, Mac Dre, because I think Mac Dre was killed by some Kansas City dudes. He's from the West Coast, and that happened when I was living in Kansas City. King Von, the dude over in Memphis, Young Dolph, Archie Eversole, and I certainly remember this one because this is the first of all of them, Scott LaRock, because KRS-One used to be my favorite rapper when I was a kid, and Scott LaRock got killed in the 80s, probably 1987, 1986, I can't remember, but Scott LaRock and KRS-One, Boogie Down Production, that was the original rapper murdered. What it's saying is the hip hop artists that have died, because hip hop is a relatively new art form, the hip hop artists that have died, half of them have died because they were murdered. That's a really high-risk profession. That seems to indicate murder and hip-hop music go together like peanut butter and jelly. We're playing the video of Here I Go, the updated version. I think this was made in the 2010s at some point by Hustle Gang. Little kids all being pictured and shown in these videos, in this video that's about black men killing each other. The adults are doing and saying nothing about it. It's because football, basketball, all these sports have locked arms with death music. So don't compare this to rock and roll, hard rock, acid rock, whatever kind of, horror rock, whatever. Don't compare it to that. Marilyn Manson isn't getting murdered. Rappers are. So many rappers have been murdered, we couldn't name them all. It's commonplace. And somehow we think this is healthy, normal, and wise to attach our kids and sports leagues to a music that promotes a culture of death and violence. How did we get here? We dragged children here. Watch this news clip.
From hockey to football, football players dance after they score a touchdown typically, but when a popular song came on in the middle of this Pee Wee football scrimmage, okay, stop what you're doing, you got to watch this. The players couldn't contain themselves. Players from both sides were enjoying a little nay-nay there. The impromptu dance party broke out on the field, several doing the whip and the nay-nay. And while they were busy dancing, the offense snapped the ball, ran it in for 6. Yeah, then they did the dance. The other dance, that is. That is so cute. They were just a little distracted, but they are little ones anyway.
48 years ago, when I was 7, 45 years ago, when I was 9, if music had been played during a Pee Wee football scrimmage, half the team wouldn't have broken out in dance. It just speaks to this grooming process we've all been going through. And again, the reason why I love that video, that's not inner city, that's not all black football teams. That seemed to be a group of suburban, a mixture of black and white kids. And as soon as they hear the song, the music, they start doing the whip and the nay-nay. The little white woman broadcast, she knows what they're doing. Everybody's in on it. And it's a natural, instinctive movement or reaction to music being played at a Pee Wee football game. So many rappers have been murdered, we couldn't name them all. It's commonplace. And somehow we think this is healthy, normal, and wise to attach our kids and sports leagues to a music that promotes a culture of death and violence. How did we get here? We dragged children here. We did it. I'm blaming myself. I've loved and supported this music. Now, I've been critical of it, but I've been to the rap concerts. I've met many of the rappers, shook their hands. When I met Dr. Dre, only time in my life I've ever been awestruck. And we're co-signing it. And now they can't even go play sports without the violence being dragged right along with them. And Snoop Dogg claiming to be a Crip, and Snoop Dogg facing murder charges early in his career, keeping it real. You can't compare that. Tupac Shakur wasn't playing a role. He wasn't acting as a thug. He was a thug and wanted everybody to know it. That's why he tatted Thug Life across the front of his stomach. There's no acting involved here. This isn't a fantasy world. They're trying to create a reality, and they've done it. They've taken the paycheck. They've taken the gold chains and all the adulation for demonizing and grooming our kids. This will not have a good conclusion. We can already see it. There will be a difference between kids of my generation who could quote the Isley Brothers as opposed to kids in this current generation who are quoting Nipsey Hussle and Snoop Dogg. There will be a difference. If you're wondering why you're seeing so many videos of kids beating, maiming adults in the streets of New York and Philadelphia and LA, wondering why a group of 10 to 14-year-olds could beat a 73-year-old man in the streets of Philadelphia, it's the music.